Welcome to the Christian Law of Attraction and Success podcast, where faith meets manifestation. Join Ryan Hicks as he explores how biblical principles align with the law of attraction, empowering you to achieve God-given success. He will delve into scripture, discuss practical strategies, and share inspiring stories of transformation. Discover how to cultivate a positive mindset, attract blessings, and live a prosperous life through a Christ-centered lens. Get ready to unlock your potential and experience the abundant life Jesus came to give you.
Hello, friend. This is Ryan Hicks of TalkToProfit.com, and I want to thank you for tuning in to the Christian Law of Attraction and Success podcast. And I want to thank you for sharing it and telling others about it because it has been a blessing for many people. And I truly, from my heart, am very grateful for you and for you listening. Today, I want to talk about how you have what you say. Now, for many people, they don't really have exactly what they say because they are so scattered. Their focus is so tossed about to and fro. They are double-minded. And so they don't really stay focused on any one thing, and they don't stay stable in it. And so they kind of get a smattering of results, but it's not good because so often people who are not focused in their thinking, focused in their speech, are not speaking good things. It is not like a default method that people go and speak good, glorious, praiseworthy things over their lives when they're not focused and thinking about it. No, they tend to revert to the way the world does it. The world is negative. The world's talking about this war. The world's talking about that war. The world's talking about this plague could come up. There could be a virus over here. The financial collapse and scary, scary, scary. They're all based in fear and truly a love of evil. And social media is filled with this kind of stuff. The entertainment of the world, the movies are filled with things telling you to be afraid. They may even work it in such a way where they try to pretend like they're telling you, oh, you can overcome, you can do anything. But it's all rooted and grounded in getting you having this belief system that the world's a scary place and you're just an innocent victim in it, which you are not. You are a creator, a co-creator with God. He put you here and gave you dominion. He created you in his likeness and image, not to live like some lowly mortal, but to be like God. There's zero purpose in him creating man in his image and likeness for man to go and live like a brute beast, for man to go and live like what the world permits and accepts and tolerates. You tolerating something in your life shouldn't exist because you should be speaking forth words of life and decreeing those things you want and seeing them be established. You should be believing that you've received when you prayed and getting those things you speak and having whatsoever you say. This is a very different worldview from the world. This is a very different worldview from what is professing Christendom. They don't believe this. If you ask the world and you ask professing Christians, you're going to get about the same results of people who don't believe that they can have what they say. It's going to be most of them, and you'll probably actually find more in the world that believe they can get what they say because they don't have all the theological hang-ups telling them, well, God won't do anything for you, or God must be working things against you. It must not be God's will for you at this time. God may answer, but he may answer no. You don't see Jesus say anything like that. Jesus says, ask and you shall receive. He didn't say ask, and then God may not give you because it may not be his will. They talk you out of faith in God. They talk you out of believing the truth of the scripture and believing the very words of Jesus himself. But I want you to know you have great power in this life and you can have what you say. And in many cases, that's tragic for people because they are having what they say and it's bad. Because they keep speaking forth evil things. They keep meditating and ruminating on evil in the world. They're going on social media. And, oh, look at this drama over here. Ooh, there's a war. Ooh, look at this bad news. Ooh, that. And they're just so caught up in negativity. What else can they get in their lives besides negativity? What else can they attract into their lives via the law of attraction by their vibrational state except more negativity, more things to be negative about? And that is not a way to live. I get it that the social media and the entertainment of the world has a dopamine rush. You feel good for a moment, but it's very fleeting. You want to feel really good for a long period of time? Start having what you say that's good. Start speaking words of life. Start speaking words of faith. Start speaking boldly, decreeing those things you want, not doubting, not wavering, not questioning, not second guessing, not going, probably won't work for me. None of that. You just speak the word of life, speak the word of faith over yourself, and you have what you say. You, being an imitator of God, being a follower of God as a dear child, you call those things that be not as though they were. You don't demean yourself. You don't lower yourself below the way God created you, below the image and likeness of God that He made you in. You rise up to it, and you stand boldly by faith, and you have what you say. And I want you to test this out. Don't just listen to me. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm completely wrong. You can believe that. I don't care. Doesn't affect me one bit. But why not test it out? Why don't you start speaking and decreeing those things you want? Try it for a day. Try it for a week even. Can you do that? What harm is it going to do? You just cease with speaking forth evil things, speaking forth thoughts that are not good, even meditating on those things in the first place. It might mean you have to cut out social media and all this stuff that is dragging you down, but you just start focusing on things that are lovely and good report, following Philippians 4:8, and thus you start speaking forth things that are lovely and good report, speaking forth things that are good and pure and just. I guarantee you'll start getting different results. You will even have things that are very basic, like when you wake up in the morning, instead of having a feeling of doom or dread or feeling worn out, you'll feel energetic and you'll feel excited about the day. You might not have anything in particular that is obvious before you're going to be excited about. It'll just be a feeling of excitement because you have raised your vibrational state, you've been speaking forth words of life, and you're on that vibrational state, that vibration to attract to you those great, glorious things you've been speaking and having what you say. And because you've been saying things that are good, because you've been thinking about things that are good, you're going to start to experience things that are good. Don't let people tell you, you can't have this, you can't have that. Oh, God may not want you to have it. Don't listen to that kind of stuff. That's just people trying to soothe their own consciences because they're telling themselves that it's not them. It's God's fault they're not getting the results they want in life. It's God who's responsible for their lives, not them. They don't have any choice. They're just poor, innocent victims, and they're not. They are sadly, tragically, the worst villains in their own lives because they're speaking things they don't want, because they're believing for things they don't want, because they are experiencing things they don't want by their very words of their lips and the faith they've had in evil, the faith they've had in doubt, the faith they've had in unbelief. And I want you to redirect your faith into faith in God and speak forth words of life, speak forth words of bold faith, boldly decreeing those things you want and not backing down, not wavering, not second guessing, not doubting in the least. My friend, I pray this is a blessing for you. May God bless you richly.